Hello everybody, welcome back. I hope you're doing great. For today's Saturday video, it took me a while to do this, honestly, because I wasn't sure if I wanted to make this video. But I saw the documentary of this and I was like, you know what, I will make a video about this because the documentary did help at least me kind of understand more of this comeback and all of that. So I just wanted to talk about it and just talk. So I am talking about the whole BTS album Arirang. We are just going to talk about the comeback, the album, the songs, the public's reaction to the album, things like that. The documentary as well. We're gonna mention a couple of things that happened in the documentary that I think do help understand the comeback and how the process went for the group to do all this. So we're gonna talk about it. I really thought of making this video or not, but I was like, I'm still gonna make it. I watched the documentary. I want to talk about the documentary as well. So we are going to talk about it. Now before I do this, I feel like I need to say this because this fandom of BTS is insane. So first things first, this is not a hate video whatsoever. You thought this was one and that's why you clicked on it. I am so sorry. It is not. You're free to leave. But this is not a hate video. I'm just showing and like expressing what I thought of the comeback, the documentary and everything. It's basically what it is, okay? Because I didn't do any reactions of the music videos that they released, I thought this was a good way to also talk about the songs and all of that, okay? So it's not a hate video. 2, I feel like a lot of people are gonna be like, who are you talking about BTS? What do you know about them? Things like that. So I feel like, again, credentials, I need to tell them, I guess. I don't know. But I do know about BTS. I have known about BTS since they debuted. When they debuted years ago, I was at school and my friends saw the pictures and we all looked at it. We all picked our bias. My bias is Jin. That hasn't changed in years. It will always be him. I will say he was one of the first biases that I picked since I got into K-pop when I was in school. The first one was Yuki's Kiss Up, and I think the next one was BTOB Sunjae, and then was Jin, I think is the order, but Jin was one of the first biases that I picked, and that hasn't changed in years. I still love them, man. But yes, since they debuted, we shown pictures, we all picked our bias. I have been following them since then. I will say at some point I was shown that there was a lot more groups and a lot more things out there beside BTS, and that's how I expanded my horizons into more K-pop and other groups, and I started listening to other groups. So it's not that I don't consider myself a fan of BTS, I just don't follow them as much as I did when I was in school. And I do love a lot of the older songs, a little bit more than what they have released in the last couple of years. I do still like them. I do still think they have opened a lot of doors. I think they have done a lot of good in the years that they have been together. The fan base is insane and very big, so there we go. Okay, let's start. I just wanted to say that because I just know the fandom is insane, so that's just wanted to clarify that for a second. So as always, I like to give a little bit of background of the group, even if anybody knows about who BTS is. I don't care. I'm still doing a background, even if it is a couple of things, just in case. But BTS, it can be Bangtan, Sonyeondan, Sonyeon. I always say that very bad. Bangtan Boys. I haven't heard Beyond the Scene in years, but I remember that was also one of them. I don't think that sticks with that one for a long time. There is 7 members. There is Jin, Suga, V, Jungkook, RM. I'm missing one. J-Hope. I'm still missing one. Jimin. There we go. They're on the Big Hit Music, which is technically Hype. I think Big Hit Music, TXT's on them, and Chorus is also on them. Chorus is the newest group, I think. So Big Hit still exists. They're just under Hype and everybody else that is Hype. They debuted on June 13th of 2013. 2013 with a single album, Too Cool for School, and the title track was No More Dream. When they debuted, it was very hip-hop, very rap heavy. It was just intense. Now, I don't exactly remember when, but I do feel around the I Need You era, maybe a little bit before, maybe a little bit after, was that their popularity grew and it started growing very quickly. Around there, they just had a boom with a song, went up and up since then, and it was technically a good time because at that time that it happened, they were definitely struggling with getting the attention from the public. You would think that wasn't the case, but BTS did struggle when it came to the beginning of their career, getting the attention of the public and all of that. But since, again, I believe it was around the I Need You era, was that it just clicked and everything started just going up for them. Now in 2022, they announced that the group was going to go on hiatus and then the members were going to focus on solo stuff, and this was because they were doing the military service, and this meant that they were going to reunite again as a group on 2025. So throughout this year, they all will release solo music, go to the military service, solo music, go to the military service, and they all went little by little. So the way that it happened with BTS is like by the time the last one went to military service, the first one was already out or it was about to be out of the military service. But I feel like within a year or a little bit more, all of them were in the military service. It wasn't a bad plan, honestly. It did work in their favor. They all did solo stuff, and even when they went and finished the military service and they went out again and kept doing solo stuff while the other members finished the military service, I feel like they were able to grow a solo career. J-Hope, my god, I remember he was a member that not too many people pay attention to, I feel like. And he started releasing solo music and just people went insane for him. So I mean that by doing solo stuff, they were able to grow a fan base not only as a solo artist but bring that fan base into the group. So that was very nice. But again, during 2025, they all came back to military service, they all finished, and they started working on this comeback. Now we will talk about the comeback a little bit and all of that, but everything happened on 2026. Now to tell you a little bit about the album, the name is Arirang. We will talk about the meaning later on. They did say it in the documentary, so when we get to the documentary we're gonna talk about it. They released it on March 20th of 2026. It is a full-length album. There's 14 songs and the title track is Swim. People were very excited about this. Again, it's been 3 plus years since there has been a group comeback for BTS and all that, so fans were waiting for this a lot. Promotion for this was very lacking. I feel like they promoted this in the US. I didn't see any Korean music show performances for this at all. They did win first place a couple of times on music shows in Korea. That they happened a couple of times, but they didn't do any presentations. Now they are doing a tour, like they released this full album immediately tour, so that's probably why they didn't do Korean music show performances and stuff like that, and promotion for this was probably very small. It's probably because of the tour. They did a comeback live thing that is on Netflix, that is like the showcase essentially. It is on Netflix together with the documentary, which we are going to talk about in a second. They did different activities leading to the comeback, things that fans were being a part of, so they could get like hints and stuff of what the full album will be or the songs and things like that. So they did that prior or before releasing everything. Now they have sold a lot of this for sure. A lot. The sales for this are a lot. Again, a lot of people were waiting for this, so it doesn't surprise me that the sales for this are very high. I will say what I didn't expect of this, and it is a little bit of what inspired this, and then I saw the documentary and I was like, I want to talk about this documentary as well, is the mixed reviews of the album and the songs. When this got released, at the full-length album everything was released, I started getting so many reactions on TikTok mainly. I saw a couple on YouTube, but it was mainly on TikTok. People reacting to the songs and being like, this is not good, this is awful. And I'm like, what? What is happening? I thought everything was gonna be like pink and roses since this is their first comeback in like 3+ years. What? And I started getting that, you know how you see one thing in TikTok and then your For You page is like, oh, you want to see more of this? There you go. And I started getting those videos of people just reacting to the songs and being like, this is not good. This is not BTS. This is not what they released. And I'm like, oh my god, what did the group do with this? That people are not liking it now. It wasn't everybody. Because I also got videos of people defending the group and being like, the songs are good. I remember getting I don't think I can find it, but there was a video of somebody comparing the songs to past songs and being like, okay, you don't like that this is very rap heavy, but this is how they debuted with, which that is very true. So I was like, okay, this is not the talk that I thought it was going to happen. Again, I thought everything was going to be like pink and roses and they did a comeback, yay, it is very great. And then I just got people not liking it and I'm like, oh my god. Now I do feel like if you are a newer fan of BTS and you got to know them mainly for the English songs like Dynamite and Butter, this whole album might be a little bit of a shock for you, because it is not that. This, I feel, is very, I'm getting ahead of myself, but this is very similar to how they debuted with. They definitely went to their roots with this for sure. So if you're used to that, this might be a shock. But if you're a fan that have been with them for years, you will know this is the type of music that they released before. Now that doesn't mean that you're still gonna like it. No, because I saw videos again of people that have been a fan of them for years and I still didn't like this at all. And I'm like, oh my god. So I was just very surprised by it. And again, I kind of understand it because of what I just played now, but also it is a whole completely vibe with this. They went back to their roots. They went back to what they debuted with, which was very hip-hop-ish, emotional things and all of that. They definitely did a lot of their work themselves, which was very shown in the documentary, to make this album. They got stuck a lot with it, and it is very heavy rap, very intense. It is like the mature versions of what they debuted with, is how it feels, at least to me. So if I see it that way, it doesn't really it was just a shock seeing everybody being like, I don't like it. Now there's some songs that I will say when we get into me talking about the songs that I was not vibing with either, that I was like, okay, I understand why people do not like this song. It's not my favorite either. There was some like that, but there's some that I kind of understand what they went for, because it was so similar to what the video. I was like, this is just bringing me back. So I just didn't expect the whole mixed reactions of this, knowing that people were waiting for this for years. I just didn't expect that. I was very shocked. And again, I saw videos of people defending the group and defending the album and making the comparison, so people understand like, no, this is how they debuted with. This is why it makes sense. So I saw both coins when I was seeing the videos. I was like, oh my god, they talk that this is, oh my god, I just didn't expect it. I just didn't. Now, about the documentary, this might be the longest part because there's a couple of things that happened on it that I wanted to talk about. It is like an hour and a half long. Honestly, I would suggest you watch it. I think it shows more of a personal level, how they worked on this, that every time they got stuck, the pressure that the company was putting them through to finish this. It just showed everything. I don't think they even showed a fourth of probably what was happening behind the scenes while making this, but it did show a lot of things. So they do tell you that the hiatus happened again in 2022, and it was around their peak time, which I was like, peak time? They were already there. Like, was it 2022 the peak time of BTS? I don't think. I was very confused by that word being put there, because I don't know what they mean by they were on the peak time when they did the hiatus. The fanbase was already there. My guessing is that they were meaning that they were on their peak time when it came to growing their fan base, but more internationally. is what I'm guessing, because during this time the fan base internationally was definitely growing, and we have seen that because they kept releasing English songs with BTS. So my guessing is that they are seeing it as a peak time of their global international fan base growing. Is what I'm guessing, that they were meant by that. They also show you, I would say a good half of the documentary, maybe a little bit less, is showing you the process of them recording the songs in LA. They have been in LA for a couple of months. The documentary says August 2025. I don't know if that's when they started being. It couldn't be since they started being on LA. They probably already were there when they started filming the documentary, because they have been working for months already on this album, and they needed to be back in Korea on September to record the finished versions of the songs, jacket photos, release of the album, performances, things like that. So it's been already a couple of months since they already were in LA recording everything, and then in August 2025 they started recording the documentary. I think it is what it is, because the whole comeback was going to happen in spring 2026. So they had the pressure of filming everything, and during this chunk you could see it. They were pressure. They had the pressure on. They were getting stuck with lyrics, the songs, writing the lyrics, things like that. We got a lot of scenes of them talking solo about this whole comeback and how it feels for them and all of that. And I think not only were there pressure from the company to have everything done by September when they were back in Korea, but also pressure on not giving what the public wants, of not impressing them, of losing people, of people not understanding even the full album. Because I could tell what they was working on this, and they were showing you the process and all of that. This was an album where they wanted to show not only a different side of BTS, but also a different music coming from the group, just all of that. And even the lyrics were very personal for them because they wrote it themselves. I think the only one that is uncredited is Jin, which that was another conversation, but during this time he was doing a solo tour, and he did go to LA, worked with the members, but then he left at some point because of solo stuff. So I think that's why he's not really credited on this. The rest of the members are, but they basically did it all themselves. Now about the concept, there's a part of the documentary that they do talk about the concept. It is a story from 1996. It is a young man that went from Yeonsan Kingdom to Washington DC for education. He met Alice Fletcher, and they communicated through music, and that's how the first Korean song recording in America happened. It was on July 24, 1896, and it is a Korean traditional folk song, and that's the story and the concept that they want for BTS. They want them to show that they are this young man that came from Korea to America. That's basically the concept for them. And the Arirang name, there's two meanings for it. Ari means charming, beautiful, and Ran means longing. So the whole meaning could be the longing for the beautiful people we love. It's basically what Arirang means. Now when this whole concept was shown to BTS, you could tell they were very hesitant. Again, the company wanted people to see BTS as this young man from history that brought Korean music to the America. That's basically what it is. And you could tell BTS wasn't vibing with it. I think, again, it's another pressure that the company was putting on them to be this young man bringing Korean music to America. So you can see it's a historic moment again, and they want BTS to kind of be that as well. So you could tell in the scene BTS was like, what? They went with it again at the end, but in the documentary you can see they were very hesitant to take this concept and to be portrayed like this and have people look at them. Also, now that I'm thinking about it, the company wanted this. Why even? Okay, actually we're getting there so I can talk about it. Then we meet Nicole Kim. The reason why I'm saying her name, she's VP of Big Hit Music. The reason why I'm saying her name is because I got this scene specifically so much, this clip completely, so much everywhere, because of what this woman says here. Because in this scene, BTS is expressing how they want more Korean in the album, because that's what they want. And also, again, they didn't have the time for the English lyrics and all of that. And this woman says that because they need to appeal to the global market, it needed to be in English, essentially. And the members then say it is going to be hard because there's so small time that they have to work on this. Not only writing the things in English, translating them if it needs to be translated, correcting their pronunciation so they're saying it properly is going to take times. And it is time that they don't have right now because it is August and they need to be back in Korea by September. Also, I don't understand this, because if you're giving them the concept of this young man that went to America and bought Korean, like got Korean music to American, wouldn't it make sense for the album to have mainly Korean lyrics so it will go with the concept? No, because it needed to appeal to the global market, it needed to be in English. I got frustrated with this thing, honestly. I stopped here and I was like, it doesn't make sense, because before English was, I don't even know, I don't even remember if I put this in my notes, but it doesn't make sense, at least for me, because when I got into K-pop, there was barely any English in the lyrics. I didn't care, we didn't care, we just looked at the English translation and done, we will know what the song is about, essentially, and that's all. And that's how the Korean K-pop, all of that, was introduced into America. And the global thing started to happen. I do think BTS did open those doors together with other groups that opened those doors for K-pop to come into USA and be more internationally known and things like that. But when that happened, it was mainly Korean lyrics. So now you're telling me that because you saw a market for BTS and it worked because the whole songs were in English, now you think that to appeal to the global market the songs need to be in English. I don't think that's the case, because when K-pop started and it started coming to America and that whole international thing, the lyrics were mainly in Korean. I don't know, but that scene did piss me off a little bit. Okay, so at the end they did pick seemed to be the title track. It sounded more mature, they liked it, they liked the different concept and all of that. It was very different. It did make me sad at some point. One of the members mentioned how this will be a one-time thing for them to experiment. I am hoping not, because they deserve to be able to write their own music, honestly. So hopefully this is not a one-time thing. The other part that I got a bit frustrated was with Ban Si-hyuk. I'm butchering his name, I don't care. I think he's still the CEO hype, unless he stepped down and now there's another person, but he's mainly known for like Big Hit and Hype and all of that. And there's this song in the album called Body to Body, and it has a very folk Korean instrumental part to it that the members decided to add even, and the CEO, this person, wanted to emphasize that in the song by making it longer. The thing is, the members were liking more the LA version that they did because it was shorter. I like that version as well. One, the attention span of people is completely gone, so the shorter version was better, but also I feel like the longer version could be used more for live stages, in my opinion. And this man, the CEO, I don't know if he's the CEO, but says, and I quote because I wrote every word he said, even if the song's better, even if it sounds better, you lose so little musically, oh my god, and gain something far bigger with the longer sample. So to me, whether something is better doesn't matter, and that they need to think that the audience is more than the Korean fan base. It's not globally, but still their decision. Why do I feel like this was a threat? Why? This man literally said, I don't care, this is what I want, you do it, it's your decision, but still you do what I say. Honestly, I got pissed by this a little bit, just a tiny bit, because again, it goes into say they're seeing more the fan base globally and not Korean. Even thought the Korean fan base, it was their first, and they count them to where they are, and then they started spending. Wouldn't you want more Korean? Again, the concept, more Korean in their music. This, yes, I know what he wanted to extend it, but the short version is so cool. I just got frustrated by this. After this, it's a lot of the same things. They started like recording music videos, jacket photos, and then at the end the documentary ends with a live version of Swim, essentially. But those were some parts of the documentary that I wanted to talk about, because some of them frustrate me and some of them I do think helped you understand the whole thing and how the process of making this album went. I do really suggest you watch the documentary. It will help a lot for you to understand the whole process. I do think it helps, and it also probably will make you rage a little bit, but you'll be fine. About the album, let's talk about the album for a second. I will say mainly the lyrics are in English. I would say 70 to 80% of it is in English. There is a good chunk of Korean, which I'm guessing they did let them, which is nice. I wish it was 50-50, but there is a good chunk of Korean. You will listen to it. Again, like I said, there's 14 songs. We'll go through them very quickly. The first one is Body to Body. I love how the song started, and then I got into shock with how he changed completely. I love the whole Korean instrumental and vocals that it is to it. I think it is a good song to start the album, because it shows what to expect and it fits the concept and all of that. So I do like that they started with this. I do really love the lyrics. The lyrics are amazing. It's like basically, how about you all lower your phones and enjoy the moment. That's basically what it is, and I absolutely love it, because I'm a person that when I go to concerts, that's just I do record a couple of things, but I record like the chorus and my phone goes back in my pocket, because I want to enjoy the moments of being in the concert, essentially. And also I want them to see my face and me enjoying it, not my phone recording everything. I know people love recording the concerts, it helps them look back to it and all of that, and that's amazing. That's why I cut the clips for the choruses. Other than that, probably I'll find the whole video on YouTube, because there's people that record the whole concert, but I just want to be there and enjoy the moment. And for me, recording the choruses is enough to really leave like the moment if I ever want to watch videos of the concerts that I want to. But I like to be in the moment, and by that I put my phone in my pocket and I just start singing the songs and start dancing. I do like the message. I was trying to figure out, because this is the song that the CEO wanted, like the longer version and all of that. Trying to figure out which version is this. I don't know if they mixed them both or if it is the longer version. I really couldn't figure it out. Hooligan, I think is how you say it. It's not bad. I like it. The music video is very cool. I did a music video for this one. I do really like it. It reminds me again of what they did it with, but more mature. So it was very nice, and probably a little bit more intense, but it's nice. Aliens. I feel like this one is just them taking shots at everybody. It just feels that way when I read the lyrics, and I think it's the lyrics. I do like it. I like this one a lot as well. FYA, I think is how you pronounce it. I like the vibe of the song. I'm not too crazy about it. I don't think there's that much to it. The lyrics are a little bit weird, but I don't think there's much to it. I just don't care too much about this song, but I do like the vibe of it, and I think it is cool. 2.0, 2.0. The music video and dance for this, I think, makes the song for me. When I first heard it without watching the music video, I was like, okay, that's okay. It doesn't change that much, but it's fine. It's cool. Once I watched it with the music video, made it a little bit better. I do understand why they were scared in the documentary. At some point they mentioned that they were very scared of the lyrics 2.0 because it was very personal for them and they weren't sure if people would understand it. I understand why they were very scared with it, but honestly, fans, just read the lyrics, it'll be fine. Now, number 29 was the weird one, because when I first heard it, I was like, there's nothing here. And then I went and looked it up, And it is a bell. It is only a minute and 38 seconds. It's just a bell. And I found that it references the sacred bell of Great King Sundok, a historic Korean bronze bell designed as South Koreans' national treasure number 29. The interlude uses the bell's resonance as a symbolic heritage center transition point within the album. This interlude lasts a minute and 37 seconds, which is the exact duration it takes for the sound of the sacred bell to completely fade after being struck. Makes sense because honestly, after this, it comes Swim, and the whole vibe of the album changed completely, I feel like. So you have Swim after this. Music video, gorgeous. Beautiful, absolutely love it. I do like the concept. It goes well with the concept of the music video. No, the concept of the album. There we go. I do like that they picked this one as a starter track. I know they were very scared, but I think they did a good job in picking this one. It shows a different side of BTS, and even how much they have grown not only as a group but individually as soloists. So I did really like it. Now I did put Merry Go Round, Normal, and like Animals together in this one because I kind of had the same opinion with all of them. I feel like these are three very emotional songs. I think all three show emotion they were feeling at the moment that they were writing it and recording it, and I did really like them. I will say I love the ending instrumentals for Like Animals. It's fire, and also I think Merry Go Around is my favorite song of this whole album. I think it's a strong number one. Animals, Like Animals will be 2 maybe. I don't know what Merry Go Around has, but I love it. Then we have They Don't Know About Us. Not my favorite. The lyrics are a little bit repetitive. There isn't that much of a change, but pretty good. One More Night, again, not my favorite. I thought it was a very cute, fun song to listen to when you want to hear fun songs. Please, it feels like a romantic song, honestly. I did like it. I like the lyrics and I like a little bit of a change. And into the song, I got frustrated. I did not like the auto-tune on it. I thought the auto-tune was only at the beginning, but no, it is in every chorus of this song, and I don't know why they added it. This one frustrates me. This one I do understand why people don't like it that much. No. I get frustrated by the auto-tune. They have beautiful voices, okay? They don't need auto-tune. They have beautiful voices. I want to hear that instead of the auto-tune. So, now to this one. I'm sorry. There's probably people that really like it, but not for me. Those are all the songs. For the most part, I do really like it. Something that I noticed is, again, the shift of the album. It is very rap heavy at the beginning. It has a good mix of vocals, but it is very rap heavy. But the song and the album changes, the vibe of it changes midway. So again, I think that since number 29 down is romantic, emotional type of a songs, and then from number 21 up, so before that one up, is very rap heavy, very what they used to release a lot, back to the roots. And then from number 29 down is emotional, is everything that they were feeling in that moment. It is more of a softer vibe. It feels like 2 mini albums. It's as if they did 2 mini albums and put them together in this album. That's how it feels. I don't mind it, but I was very surprised. I was like, oh my god, this is a completely different change, because I thought it was gonna be very rap heavy with a good mix of vocals, things like that. But no, there's some emotional songs there that you can tell what they were going for while they were recording all of this and what they were feeling in the moment. It was very cool. I do think this comeback was very rushed. I don't think it was necessary for them to rush them this much. If fans waited 3+ years for them to finish military service and come back, they could have waited more for have a comeback. Honestly, too rushed, and I think that's why I feel some of the songs needed more work. It just felt incomplete with some of the songs, that I feel like a couple of months they could have polished them more to be able to be in the album and make either more sense or things like that. But I think because they were pressured and rushed, which I don't think it was necessary, it came out the way that it came out. Honestly, again, they didn't need them to rush or pressure them this much. I understand why the company was doing it. It's BTS, they needed that money to start flowing, but still I think that wasn't necessary. It felt rushed. It felt like things, again, songs there, I feel like if they had a couple of months to work on them, they would have been a lot better, and they would have been able to add things or take out things, I feel like. But I just feel they were very pressured and rushed, mainly by the company. They were probably also putting pressure and rushing themselves because, again, they wanted to see the fans as fast as they could, but I think taking your time is also very important. I do like the documentary. It showed, again, like I mentioned, a lot of the things behind the scene. I don't think everything, but a good chunk of it I feel is there. I will say I do hope the company do let them write more music. I think it is amazing the job that they did with this in the time that they had. And I don't want that because of the mixed reactions that they got, the company start having control of them and their music again. I kind of don't want that to happen because I think they do deserve to write their own music after being 10 plus years in that company. Okay, I also want to touch on promotion very quickly because I do know they're doing the tour, and that's probably why promotion on this was very lacking, but I do wish they would have promoted this on music shows. I think that's also very important. If they're going back to their roots, I feel one of those things is performing on Korean music shows and have that one-on-one thing with their Korean fan base. Giving them a couple of music show performances would have been cool. But again, I do understand they had the tour. I do think it would have been better for them to do a couple of music performances and then announce the tour and then go on tour. But again, the company didn't the money flowing, in my opinion, and they wanted to do everything at once. So that's what you get. Still, I do want to say, please do not, like, I've seen so many people getting attacked about not liking this album. There's no need for that. Again, there's songs on this that I like, there's songs on this that I don't like. They're not my favorite. I have mentioned this before, but I do think that as much as you love a group, it is totally fine if you don't like songs. Just recently, I posted a Bailey reaction to Work and Sap, and I said there that Sap is not my favorite song they have released. I like other stuff they have released before, but I don't think that makes me less fan of Bailey. I think it is okay if you don't like something from a group. I don't think you're gonna like everything. As much of a fan as you are, you might, and that's totally great, but it is okay if you don't like something. So if you're a fan of BTS and you don't like this album, that is totally fine. I don't think those people need to be attacked. It is totally fine if you don't like this album. It just means it's not your favorite. It just means it's not your vibe. You prefer other stuff, which is what happened with me and Billy's recent comeback. So not pressure yourself to like everything. If you don't like this, it is totally fine. The next thing that they release might be your favorite. There you go. I know the concert is something else that a lot of people have been talking about, the tour, because of the set list and not being enough old songs there and things like that, and some songs change depending on the concert. So that is something else that I've seen a lot of people being frustrated with. It's mainly the set list. But yeah, I just wanted to mention that at the end because I have seen a lot of people getting attacked by not liking this album. It's fine if you don't like it, okay? And I do understand that because it's a very different vibe that they have released before going to a military service. I can tell why it would be a shock a little bit, but just wait for the next one. Maybe the next one is the one that is gonna vibe with you. You never know. That is the end of the video. I hope you all enjoy. Please let me know your opinions. Have you watched the documentary, things like that? Please let me know. And yeah, thanks so much for watching. I hope you're doing great, and I'll see you on next one. Bye bye. I finished on time because birds and my camera is dying. Great. I did great timing.